some young men and young women here today. All you kids, come on down here. Let's spend a little time together. Good to see you. Good to see you. I told you about my magician's robe. I haven't even opened it yet. Get it out. Come on down. Just to warn everybody, Kale's starting to drive now. So, if you see what kind of car should we look out for, lady?
Yeah.
One in the middle of the road.
The one in the middle of the road. If you see him coming, pull off somewhere. Get out of the way. I'm sure he's going to be a great driver.
He's good.
Sure he's going to be a great driver. Now, I thought it would be cool to open this in front of you, but maybe that's not such a cool idea after all. Let me see how it's put together. I have to figure out how to get into it. Well, ain't that something? I better put this knife down and whip this.
That'll be a whole different show.
Yeah, a different show. Well,
Hand it to the granddaughters, they might can figure it out.
I'm going to hand it to my granddaughter here in a minute. Anyway, so. By the way, this crossed my mind anyway. I try to do this often, forget to. Danny and Terry and I were raised in a circumstance where, in a church, where if anybody ever had anything they wanted to say, they just stood up and said it. So please, I get tired of hearing me all the time. If you ever have a testimony, or a prayer request, or an announcement, or anything going on, don't feel that if it's, there's the end. Please, sometimes people come up to me after church and say, you know, I started to say this or that. I said, well, you should have said that. That was good. People, you have great ideas. Come up here a lot of times and tell me the great ideas that you have, thoughts that you have. I hope that you have thoughts. I hope the Lord speaks to you. I hope you're open to that when you're at church or wherever you're at. When I'm watching a television show, if I'm watching National Geographic and they're talking about ancient roads, I turn it on and then in my mind I say, okay, Lord, what have you got to say to me about this or in this or through this? If I'm watching a Disney show, we never did find Bluey yesterday, but Mimi says that you found Bluey. Still don't know what it is. Is it a dog? Mm-hmm. Bluey's a dog on Netflix, on Disney Junior. I'm going to close this here for just a minute. But when I turn on the radio in my car, I always think in my mind, and sometimes out loud I say, I don't care if it's country music, rock and roll. I think, Lord, what are you trying to tell me? Danny and I are watching a program. It's a detective show. And this detective has this old car. It hardly ever cranks when she wants it to. But it does always finally crank. When she cranks it up, she has no control over the radio. It just comes on. She can't select the channel. She can't turn it off, turn it down. But it always plays the exact song that she needs to hear for that circumstance and situation. And I know that that's the way the Lord speaks to me sometimes. And I don't know if the Lord's doing it to you, but the Lord is having slow people in front of me all the time. Is He doing that to you?
Yes.
I say, Lord, I get it. You want me to drive slow. And then, evidently, some angel comes in and says, okay, you can get out of the way now. And then somebody else will pull in front of me and say, okay, you be the pace car for a while. I said, Lord, come here, Addison. Do you remember how to do the tie a knot without letting go of the rope trick? Turn around and show it to everybody. See, I hope you remember. Let them see it. Tying a knot in a rope without letting go of the ends. Look at that! Hey! Look at that. All right, sit down and be quiet. I'm glad y'all are learning something. I'm going to be talking, when you're in children's church, if you want to go to children's church, Andrew and Victoria. Victoria's in charge of all the children, even Andrew. I saw, when I came by children's church just a little while ago, Andrew was in there with a tape measure measuring the floor. So That's bound to be, it's going to require some room in there. You got to know if you got enough room to flip or jump and run. I don't know what it is, but it requires how many feet?
9.
At least 9 feet to make it happen. I wish I could be there, but I got to preach. I'm going to be talking to the church about problems in the church. You know why there are problems in the church? Because there are people in the church. If I was a rope, I would want to be just kind of like that. But just like you just did, I would say, what would a problem for a rope look like? Probably look like a knot, wouldn't it? Sometimes it's more than just tying a knot, though. Sometimes I'm going to take the middle of it. Take the middle of it right there, and I'm going to use my knife here. Sometimes there are problems in every family and every church. Most of the books that were written in the Bible, in the New Testament, are about church problems. Nearly all of the letters that Paul wrote are about problems. And he was trying to help them tie them back together. So I can do that. But it's hardly ever just simple. You've seen me do that one before, haven't you? Sometimes it's worse than that. Sometimes when you're trying to get things connected and tied together, things get complicated and compounded. Where you have 1, 2, 3 pieces of rope, 2 knots. I think if all of us ever just had one problem at a time, maybe it's your homework or Mimi asked me the other week, last week, Addison was over there and we needed to help Addison with her homework. I hadn't done that in a long time. Okay, your mama's not in here, is she?
No, in the nursery.
Showed her how to go and Google everything.
I told her to ask Alexa.
Ask Alexa. You can do it, but we don't have Alexa. We don't believe in spies at our house. But I told her she can go. And if you don't know how to do that, then I can tell you. Because if you don't know the answer, like Pops doesn't, you can go and Google it. In Paul's letter to the Corinthians, that's the book in the Bible, he talked to them about how to fix their problems, and he told them about the problems they had that they probably didn't want even aware of. But really, throughout, there were 16 chapters in the book of first letter to the Corinthians. And really, there's one chapter in there that has the answer to everything. It is the one single answer to all their problems. I'm not going to tell you what it is. But the Lord has, it's not so much that he has the answer, he is the answer. You used to see a lot of car tags years ago that said Jesus is the answer, Christ is the answer on it. Just like that. Let me see here. Happy Valentine, man. You know, I'm never too old to eat candy. Just ask me. Get all the rest of it. It's your birthday boy. There you go. Get it all. You're going to wear this on your head, though, just like that. Never mind. All right. Whatever it takes 9 feet to make it happen. I wish I could see it. I hope somebody will take pictures of it, okay? All right. Thank you all very much. I hope you have a good Valentine's week. I hope the little red-headed girl gives you a Valentine.
They don't even know she knew. Glad to see more kids here this week. Last week we only had one girl, and he gave her all the candy too. She was bouncing off the wall.
Yeah.
All right. 3:53.